Hi guys, welcome back to Tennis with Tay. Today we're going to talk about all different types of tennis tie breaks. The three different types of tie breaks are 7-point tie break, which is also known as a 12-point tie break, 10-point tie break, and advantage set. So in scoring with tie breaks, it's the same for singles and doubles. You can have multiple tie breaks in a match. If you are playing best 2 of 3 sets, let's say you are 6-all with your opponent, you're going to play a 7-point tie break to determine who wins that 7th game. And then let's say your opponent wins the next set, you guys are split sets, you're going to either play an advantage set or a 10-point tiebreak. The first tiebreak we're going to talk about is an advantage set. An advantage set is played when each player has either 2 sets under their belts or 1 set, depending on if you're playing best 2 of 3 or best 3 of 5. How an advantage set is played is just like any other set in a match. So if you're tied 6-6, you have to win 8-6. So you will continue to play normal sets until one of you wins by 2 games, and then that will be your set. It is possible for a set to go on to 12 games to 10 games. It will continue as long as somebody is catching up and not winning by 2. There was one time in 2010 at Wimbledon when John Isner and Nicholas Mahut actually went 70 to 68 games for their advantage set tiebreak. Since then, Wimbledon has changed their rules to avoid this from happening again because this match went on for 11 hours and 5 minutes over the span of 3 days. Next tiebreak we're going to talk about is your 7-point tiebreak or 10-point tiebreak. And this is played when you are tied 6 games to 6 games. The way a 7-point tiebreak works is the player who just served is going to receive the first tiebreak point. But this is where it gets a little tricky with the point tiebreaks. Player 1 only serves the first point, and then they pass off the ball to player 2 to serve the next 2 points, and then you just continuously serve for 2 points until somebody gets to 7 points or win by 2. Tiebreak points start on the deuce side just as any game in tennis would, and you alternate deuce add for every point played. So if I'm serving the first point and I'm on deuce side, that means the next point is going to come from the add side. So my opponent is going to serve from the add side and then the deuce side, and then I will go to add. It gets confusing, I know. So another difference with point tiebreaks is that instead of keeping score like you would in a set with your 15, 30, 40, deuce, add in, add out type of things, you just go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next tiebreak we're going to talk about is a 10-point tiebreak, also referred to as a super tiebreak. And a 10-point tiebreak is typically played when sets are tied, 1 set to 1 set, and this is played in lieu of an advantage set. So instead of playing that whole extra set, you're going to play this 10-point tiebreak. Same rules as the 7-point tiebreak, win by 2, and it's just as simple as that. It's a lot easier than an advantage tiebreak set. It takes a lot less time. You're only playing to first to 10 instead of a whole long set. All right, guys, thanks for watching this week's Tennis with Tay. I hope you learned a lot, and I'll see you in my next one.